Cancelled.
Schweezy.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Shiny happy people, Duggar Family Secrets, available right now on Amazon Prime. I'm here to tell you, I watched it. And I'm here to tell you, I'm going to talk about it for a while. So,
Come on, Mark, don't be stingy.
strap in, folks. So, I was always able to, I grew up, what I'm about to say. I grew up Christian, and yeah, the Duggar family, was always kind of like a TV show, like one of the few TV shows I think a lot of, at least Christians I knew, watched. So, and I think the Duggar situation, the 19 and Counting, believe the show is called. I think the show, 19 Kids and Counting, and that was TLC's like first reality show. It was like one of the first reality shows that TLC ever made. So I think there's a lot of things we can blame the Duggars for, and they inspired TLC to make shitty shows that are very enjoyable to watch. I think about TLC shows all the time. And at one point I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. But I continue to watch. I continue to see what new programming they have. I need to watch MILF Manor. I realize I've never watched MILF Manor. And so the whole Duggar situation, I've been able to avoid it. And so, nice thing about me, it's like, I always knew the oldest son, we're going to get into him. We're going to fucking talk about him. So I don't feel like, are you going to skip him? No. We're going to talk about him. So, documentary series, Shiny Happy People. It's about the Duggar family. Jim Bob, just like, if you said, like, his name is Jim Bob, guess what state he's from? You're going to say Arkansas, probably. And you'd be right. And Michelle Duggar, that's his wife. But in their cult, do wives matter? If they, I guess wives do matter, but unless they're barren, then they shouldn't be having sins. And, so the show 19 Kids and Counting, it shows the wacky life of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar and their 19 children. It's a show about how a man cannot keep his hands off his wife. It's weird because, like, Christians are so very, like, against sex. And, like, it seems like they're against sex to a point because I guess the idea that they're talking about is what Christians typically believe, like, you have to save sex until marriage and God will bless you with a great sex life. That's what they say. And then it gets so crazy. And I think it's gone to a point where with like Christianity and like sex and we have purity culture and everything like that, where it's like sex, most Christians, I guarantee, even if they don't say it, they believe that sex should only be made to create children. Like that, thousands of Christians believe that, and probably millions of Christians to be honest with you. And so this cult, they're part of the IBLP, which stands for Institute in Basic Life Principles. Let's read what Wikipedia has to say on that. The Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, is a non-denominational Christian organization that serves as an umbrella organization for several ministries established by American Christian minister Bill Gothard in 1961. The stated purpose of the organization is to provide instructions on how to find success in life by following biblical principles. This involves programs that include seminars for ministry, community outreach, troubled youth mentoring, and an international ministry. Children are expected to be homeschooled, to always obey their fathers, and adhere strictly to IBLP's interpretations of biblical scripture. The IBLP has been alleged by some to be a cult. By some, I think it is a cult. I don't think you can allege that shit isn't a cult. Like, I would love, someone please leave me a comment. Someone leave a comment here. Give me a reason why IBLP is not a cult. If you can explain to me how that is not a cult, I'll be more than happy to listen to it. It's because all religions are cults, if you didn't know that. So, this is, and, what else? What do I have to say? Oh, yeah, to prove it's a cult. Wait. Oh, what makes I wrote down in my notes. I'm like trying to write my notes. IBLP. Why IBLP is a note? Here's what I found. Don Vinote, president of Midwest Christian Outreach, says that the charismatic leader, authoritarian control, isolation of members, severe punishments, and demand for absolute and blind loyalty add up to IBLP being cult-like. Now, I don't know Don Vinote, not John Voight, fucking George Costanza bought his car. Midwest Christian Outreach. So I guess he's still in the Christian shit, but it's not a cult. So, but he knows it's a cult. So yeah, basically he nailed it like right on the head. They have a charismatic leader. Does your religion have a charismatic leader? If so, you might be in a cult. Does your religion have authoritarian control? And you're like, no, they don't. And then you're thinking about it, like, yeah, I think they do. I think he might be in a cult. Isolation of members, that's narcissist. That's being a narcissistic boyfriend 101. Like, isolate her from her friends. That's what. That's that shit. So if someone's trying to isolate you from other people, they're the problem. It's them. Hi, they're the problem. It's them. Severe punishments, yeah, and demand for absolute and blind loyalty add up to IBO. Yeah, blind loyalty. What would I say? Let me look into like what I grew up, because I just grew up in the non-denominational, aka Republican Christian. If you want to get really into it, or Diet Baptist, if you want to say that. Did I have a charismatic leader? I've been to some places where like the pastor was kind of had a celebrity to them, but never to like that extent. Like everyone drank the Kool-Aid. Authoritarian control. I never really had authoritarian control. Isolation of members. Yeah, I've had that. Like you shouldn't be hanging out with your non-Christian. You should only be hanging out with Christians. You should only be listening to Christian music. You should only be watching Christian movies. You only can do anything if it's Jesus is involved. In the bread. Severe punishments. I don't think I had severe punishments. No, I didn't have that. Demand for absolute and blind loyalty. To blind loyalty to their beliefs. I think you talk about. Yeah, you gotta have faith, the faith, the faith. Yeah, you gotta have faith, the faith, the faith. Woo. So yeah, I think blind loyalty to scripture, and that's why. And so so one of the big things I think I came out of this with is just how much brainwashing and how bad homeschooling is. Because I'm not talking about first of all, but I really want to say this. This is my honest thoughts on kids who are homeschooled. I know I think I actually learned I had another one. I know 2 people who are homeschooled. 2 people. I'm not going to name who they are. They're my friend. They're still friends of mine. 2 people, still really good friends of mine. I'm telling you, 2 friends. How many people do I know who've been homeschooled? I would say I would say at least I've met at least maybe 1,000 people who've been homeschooled, and at least can prove my point here. None of them got a good education. Only those 2 friends I have are the only 2 people I know who had a real education. Everyone else had their mom sitting them down and talking about leaves in the Bible. That was their education. At a point where some of these friends I have their education is so bad they can't even through whatever homeschool system they're doing, they legitimately don't even have a high school degree. No high school diploma. If they actually do, because a lot of times if they're homeschooled, education public school is going to brainwash my kids. College is going to brainwash my kids to no longer see the isolation of members. That's what they're doing. So they're isolating kids from such a young age. That way they have, obviously, we're talking about cults, blind loyalty, and not a proper education and stuff like that. And so it's become a real problem. And I bet some homeschool kids are going to be like, I got a real education. And I'm going to guarantee, no, you didn't. I'm going to guarantee that you did not have a real education saying that you're homeschooled. And you know why? Because I guarantee you, if I gave you the script to this episode and I told you to read it out loud, you would read it like, let's read the Don Benoit. You would read it like this. Don Benoit, president of Midwest Christian Outreach, says that the charismatic leader, that word's long, authoritarian. See, you be reading it like that. You barely read, okay? If you're homeschooled, you can't read, okay? Only the 2 people I know who are homeschooled, who got a real education, know how to read, and it's not you. Some of you may know some of you know, and I bet some of you are like, oh, I got a real education. I really doubt. And even then, and I'm going to say they're my friends too, but I do want to say, did they get a real education? It's just the fact that they could, they're probably the only 2 I know, but most homeschooled kids aren't going there. So kids who were homeschooled from a young age and just brainwashed and, separated from, their peers, like normal kids their own age, they're only the biggest social interaction, I was maybe church and youth group or talking to their other siblings. It's just such a bad thing. I'm not saying homeschool for the most part, it's this Christian homeschool shit, when it's Christian homeschool, it's bad. If it's not if it's just normal homeschool, I think you might be fine. But if it's Christian, I don't even know how they get away with that shit, I don't know how it's even legal in the United States for you to be homeschooled. It's just oh, you know how every kid has to go to school? Well, sometimes parents can say no, and they learned that Jesus was white and he was born in America and he died for our right to bear arms. That's what they're fucking teaching these kids. Now these kids are grown up, okay? These kids are grown up now and they're entering politics because what they're doing is they're entering politics because they're brainwashed from such a young age and they're going to now go into public. They're running as Republicans. And that's why we get some of these fucking idiots joining Congress fucking Marjorie. I don't know if Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert. I don't know if they were homeschooled, but they're the type of people that they're attracting. So and they're public and they're the ones making our laws right now. That's why Roe v. Wade got overturned. The narrative down is because of all these homeschool brainwashing of kids at such a young age and telling them that they have to go into politics and brainwashing them into going into politics and furthering their fucking Handmaid's Tale agenda. It is the fucking craziest shit. And I never connected the dots before. And I'm that makes total sense, especially coming from them. Because the church I went to, we had some kids who went to public school, and I knew them because I went to public school. My parents were both teachers. I'm not being homeschooled. And then there was just the group of homeschool kids, and the group of homeschool kids looked exactly like these Duggar kids back in the day. They looked just like it. They're all into horses for some reason. I don't know why all the girls are into horse. It's Christian horse. Why are they all into horses? That's the only. Is it because? Did I just make another connection that it's because? When women like riding horses because the up and down vibration of it all. It's is that why homeschool girls are into horses so much? God damn. Anyways, though, if you're homeschooled, go fuck yourself. Now let's talk about Josh Duggar. Okay, first of all, we all knew he was a creep. You can't tell me, you don't name a baby Josh. You're just a guy named Josh. You're not a baby. You can't be a baby and be named Josh. If you name a baby Josh, you're just fucking dooming the kid for all existence. Why would you name a kid fucking Josh, dude? You can name him any other name in the world. Those Payson. I've seen Payson. That's a dumb fucking name. Hazley. If you think if you're gonna name your kid Hazley, cut your throat, okay? Not literally, but in the figurative sense. Don't procreate if you're gonna at the hospital they should look at the name, and if the name is something really fucking stupid, you don't get to keep the kid. I think that should be a rule in hospitals. If you name the kid something stupid, you don't get to keep the kid, okay? Okay, that's just stupid. Unless You have to be like, oh, so what is that name from? And if it's something foreign, foreign names are fine, okay? I don't want everyone named like Samuel and Steven. Like, we don't need a bunch of those. We have enough Stevens out there, okay? We have too many Stevens. But if you're named like Hazley, if you're naming a kid Hazley, yeah, you shouldn't be allowed to keep the kid. Like, we're gonna give the kid a new name and a better parents, you know? We're giving one of those parents who can't have kids. You're like, we're just be like the dumb name department. So yeah, these parents, we determine these parents are too fucking stupid to keep the kid. Pick out whichever one you want. You know, pick out, you know, and you know, it's mainly a white people thing. You know, it's usually a white people thing. Like, there's gonna be a lot of white babies, and those are I don't know. I kind of like Asian. I think Asian babies are better. I think Asian babies are pretty valuable, but then like the white babies, like second place. White babies are second place to Asian babies, okay? What Asian country? Doesn't matter. So, anyways, though, like, we all knew Josh Duggar was a fucking creep. And, yeah, and, you know, like, he deserves to be in jail. He was such a fucking messed up dude. And I feel like there's something psychologically wrong with him. I never watched the show, but I feel like there is something psychologically wrong with him. And, like, if you're a parent, you're like, oh, my kid's wants to diddle kids. You're like, and he, you know, I don't know, do we just put him down, or what do we do? If you're, like, attracted to kids, are you, and I don't know, like, the moment you try to attempt something, do we just need to put you down? You know, a lot of people would say, yes, but it's like, there's one thing, like, yeah, I'm actually attracted to children, but I've decided to never fuck a child, though. I realize it's wrong, and I'm just going to find a wife that looks really young and make her do surgeries to always look young. You know, I think that's what normal guys do. But, and then if you don't, maybe we just put you down, you know? We should be able to put humans down, you know? We put dogs down, and I'm going to say a lot of dogs should be living. If they're biting people, though, you know? Even if humans bite people, we should put those people down, too. If dogs, like, there's some dogs who are just like, Jesus fucking Christ, what fucking psycho bought you, dude? You see some dogs like that, it's like, why don't you just adopt a dog? It's like, oh, first of all, this dog hates men and bites anyone who comes anywhere near it. Like, this dog is dangerous. Whatever, anyways, though, we're not talking about that. So anyways, though, do y'all know a homeschool kid? Educate them on the world and how their beliefs are stupid. And so, and if you know anyone in a cult, kid them, help them out, folks, you know. Sometimes, but, like, you have people like Josh Duggar's wife, like, who grew up in the cult, doesn't know any better, and so that's why she's, like, still in the cult, because she doesn't know, like, you know, you can leave and just, you know, live a normal life, you know, stuff like that. You don't have to still be married to Josh Duggar, you know? You know, you don't have to be married to guys named Josh, you know? Divorce exists, you know? Honestly, you could just not get married to the guy named Josh to begin with. I think that's going to be the easiest answer. So anyways, what did we learn here? Homeschool kids are in cults. They don't have a real education. And don't marry a guy named Josh. Like, once you put pen to paper on that marriage certificate, and, like, there's, like, they see Josh or Joshua written down there, you put pen to paper, you made your own mistakes in life, and you got to fix your own mistakes. Like, sometimes you got to make your bed and then sleep. I always thought that was a weird thing. Like, you made your bed, now lie in it. Like, don't you lie under the bed? Like, you unmake the bed to sleep on. You don't just sleep on fucking top of the bed. You don't, like, all right, I made my bed today, now I'm gonna sleep on top of it. You know? Anyways, cool stuff. Thank you for watching this clip. Watch it again or watch something